Hi everyone, this is just some information on naming benzene for you. So you'll have noticed that benzene is a 6-carbon ring, so you can see the 6 carbons here, and each one is attached to 2 other carbons and 1 hydrogen. So you can, if you have a look at each carbon, you can see it's got 3 bonds. Now you know carbon should have 4 bonds because it has 4 electrons. So I've just put the little e's to show those electrons that are not bonded. Now what happens is those 6 electrons, they don't just sit there on each of the carbons. They become what we call delocalized, and they sort of float around in between them, which is why you get the hexagon with, and each of those carbons at the points, let's just make that one a bit neater, has a hydrogen on it, and the 6 electrons are in this ring here. It's a pi system like we used to for carbonyls, alkenes. We do an entire topic on benzene, and we will all explain about this, but just so you know, it's a 6-carbon ring with 1 hydrogen on each of the carbons, and that extra electron is in that pi ring in the middle there. So that's what benzene is, just a little bit of background information on that for you. So in terms of naming benzene, so this is our benzene ring, and this here, it's a benzene ring with a CH3 group on it, so that's a methyl group, so we would say methyl benzene. So this one here is methyl benzene. We don't need to worry about what position that methyl's on, because it's, if you say it's 1, then if you turn it round, it's always going to be on position 1, so it's just methyl benzene. This one here is a benzene ring, and this time it's got a carboxylic acid on it. Oops, sorry, you can't quite see that. So this one here is benzoic acid, because it's a benzene ring with a carboxylic acid on it. Now, if I put extra groups onto that ring, then you need to start numbering it. So if I put another methyl here, then that's now going to be dimethyl benzene. But we need to say what position that second methyl is in comparison to the first. So you do need to start numbering it now. So if we put a little 1 there and a 2 there, we can see that the 2 methyl groups are on position 1 and position 2. So you would say, I'll have to squeeze this in, 1, 2, dimethyl benzene. Let's get a different colour. And if I said, let's put here a chlorine on this side, make that a bit neater. Oops, sorry. So we put a chlorine there. Then we start numbering it. Now we're going to start numbering it here. You don't necessarily need to know where to start numbering it if you've got 2 choices. If you had lots of different groups on there, they wouldn't give you anything that hard. It is always going to be obvious where you're going to start numbering it. For this one here, it wouldn't have mattered whether you've numbered it 1, 2 or 1, 2. There's no order for whether you have to go clockwise or anti-clockwise. You just go to the closest one. So if we were numbering this as 1, that would still be number 2. So benzoic acid here. We've also got a chlorine on position 1, 2, 3. So this one here we would put in front of it 3 chlorobenzoic acid. So if we then, we'll just do one more. So let's have another benzene ring. You're going to get very good at drawing hexagons. Let's stick a methyl group there. I'm not going to put the CH3 on it this time. I'm going to leave it as purely skeletal, so you can see that as well. So there is a CH3, and let's have an ethyl group on that one. So this time it's still benzene, and we're going to number it. We're going to number 1, 2. I'm starting with the longer chain as number 1 and this one here number 2. And as I said, you just number it and you don't worry about whether it's clockwise or anti-clockwise. You just do whichever one gives you the lowest number of options. So we've got here ethyl benzene. So it's a 6-membered ring, so it's benzene. It's got an ethyl group on there. I'm going to say that's on position 1. And we've got a methyl group on number 2. Now, if you remember, of course, we do things alphabetically, not numerically. It doesn't matter, it's wrong either way around. So I'm going to swap these two over and it's going to be 1 ethyl, 2 methyl, benzene. So I'll just rub that out because it has to be alphabetical. 1 methyl, 2 ethyl, benzene. Okie dokie. Right, so I'm just going to do one more option, which is when we change the name to the phenol, because I know some of you have seen that and that was a bit confusing for you. So this time we have our benzene ring again. Let's have something on here. Oh, no, let's not have that one. Let's make it a bit longer. There we go. So this time we have your benzene. So we've got the benzene here. So I'm just going to write all the different groups. Benzene. And we've also got this bit here, which is a carboxylic acid with 2 carbons. So it's also ethanoic acid. So we've got two things here. We've got a benzene ring and we've also got an ethanoic acid group. Now both of those names ideally want to go at the end. We can't say ethanoic acid benzene. So what happens is when you get this and there's 2 things that want to go at the end, the suffix, then the benzene can actually become a prefix. But when you change it to a prefix, you change it from benzene to phenol, so it becomes phenyl ethanoic acid, and that's only if you've got something when that takes priority to go at the end. Ethanoic acid, you can't put that to the beginning. Okay guys, hope that helps. I know a lot of you are struggling with this. Okay, thanks, bye.